They flew in. An elite group of analysts, savants, and Yankee fans who love Brock Purdy fought and toiled and burned the midnight oil to deliver the best segment in all of sports. It's an honor and a privilege. It's time for a Thursday edition of Nick's Tears.
Kevin Wildes, thank you so very much. We greatly appreciate the introduction, but we must get right to it. First, remind the audience who has been eliminated. No new teams because no one was facing elimination last week. The committee talked long and hard. Do we need to uneliminate the Cleveland Browns now that they have an NFL quarterback? We decided no, but we're watching them. There are teams facing elimination this week, and it's a who's not who. It's the Jags and the Jets. So that means the Jags this weekend, tough one against the Eagles. They could fall off the tiers, and the Jets could fall off the tiers tonight.
Yeah.
Next row. Maybe. All right, so the Dolphins and Cardinals are on the same row. People will be mad because the Cardinals just beat the Dolphins. They have a better record. It was on a last-second field goal. Tua is back. I think they're about the same. I'm really doing this because, maybe the Colts don't know what they're doing. You don't draft a kid who has 10 college starts, and everyone's like, oh, hey, he's super raw. He's inaccurate. And then after 10 games, be like, oh, he's super raw and inaccurate. Let's bench him. That's what.
What if he quits on the team?
He tired a lot.
He didn't quit on the team. My guy got a little winded. Point is this. What if the Bills had done it with Josh Allen? When you took Josh Allen in the top 10, they're like, dude, he was third team All-Mountain West. He completes 54% of his passes. They're like, yes, but he's a superhero athletically. What if he develops into it? 10 games in, they're the same player.
I'm going to go. I'll take
Listen, I want to make this very clear. I don't even believe Anthony Richardson's going to be good.
Oh,
you used to like
I like the idea. And to abandon the idea 10 games in is unforgivable. Next, the good, bad teams. These are the two best bad teams. Okay, so and by the way, they both might make the playoffs. But there's one of them certainly will. But these are the good, bad teams, which means they're not quite as good as the bad, good teams. These are good teams that are bad.
That's right.
These are definitively the worst good teams.
Sense.
So I hope you guys understand, like Seattle, and these are three offenses that, when they're rolling, can look great. Three defenses that have major issues across the board, but nobody really wants to play them. They're the bad, good teams, which are, of course, better than the good, bad teams. Next, high ceiling, low floor. Week to week, you really don't know what you're going to get from these guys. When they're feel like they can score 30, and except for the Bengals, really, the defense can hold you to 13. When they're not rolling, it's like they struggle to score 13, and you can easily get 30 on them. So these are also, oddly, 3 of my 4 preseason conference finalists. So I need this tier to start moving on up. Odd seasons. Eagles, Niners, Bucks. So the Eagles, I wrote off before the season. Then I made sure not to write back a couple games in. But now, credit where it's due. Each of the last 3 weeks, not only have they won, they've looked more impressive in each of the wins. The Niners have maybe stemmed the tide a bit due to the injuries, steadied themselves, now should be getting people back. And the Falcons, I can't quite get it. Because sometimes I'm watching and I'm like, man, Kirk looks awesome. And sometimes I watch and I say, I think it's unsafe to let him play tackle football because he can't move and won't move. But the offense looks great. Next, injuries piling up. This is concerning. Now, the Vikings tried to address it by trading for Cam Robinson, the left tackle from the Jags, but Christian Darrisaw is a devastating injury for them. They obviously already lost their quarterback for the year. And for the Texans, Nico's hamstring, he's supposed to be back in a week and a half, but it's a hamstring. And obviously, Diggs is out for the year. Very good teams, the injuries concern you. Earned our respect. Steelers and Commanders. We're at the halfway point of the season. They both lost twice. The Commanders' defense is improving. The Steelers' offense has greatly improved thanks to bruised guy Russ. They are right now both big favorites to make the playoffs. Got to give respect where it's due. Speaking of Brew's Super Bowl tier. I don't know that I buy either of these teams a Super Bowl team. However, for Green Bay, they've been able to deal with their quarterback missing 2 full games and half of another one, and they still have a good record. The Ravens have been able to deal with the fact that I'm not certain all the defenders attend the same practices. Like, I think maybe it's like they split them into groups, and then they get on the field, and they're like, darn it, you were supposed to be here, we're supposed to be here. But both 5-win teams, both looking good. Teams du jour, the Lions and the Bills. Oh, they blow out these bad teams. Oh, they're so much fun to watch. Oh, those are the two most dangerous teams in football. Don't you see the point differential? Don't you see the fun trick plays Ben Johnson's dialing up? Don't you see Josh Allen finally taking care of the football? Those are the teams du jour, and if you don't speak French, that means, of course, teams of the day. And then there's, of course, team du destinée. The team of the destiny, or of the decade, pardon me. I don't speak French, I had to look that one up. And that's the still undefeated, yet perennially underrated and disrespected Kansas City Chiefs, who have not lost in 310 days. The second longest streak is, of course, the unbeatable Detroit Lions, who haven't lost in 45 days. That is the committee's Week 9 tiers. Coach?
Well done. Pretty good. Well done.
I think that maybe you should go offside a little bit more often. This group of tiers was one of the better ones.
Wow. You get love from Coach.
I did not love the sarcasm that you put on the Detroit Lions. Didn't love that at all. And I think that the committee's got to be a little bit on pumpkin watch for one decision to put Green Bay over Washington.
Oh.
Okay? And here's the thing. Well, here's the thing. Let's just talk about this. We talk about Jordan Love, and they had the run they had last year, and they got the good playoff experience, and he gets a new contract. But what's he do this year? He's been dinged up. I know we say Jaden Daniels, he's so fragile, but Jordan Love's been dinged up, so we've got that aspect to it. And now he's thrown 9 interceptions. Last year, he threw 11 interceptions. So even when he's playing, the touchdowns, great. They've been fantastic. The interceptions are a real concern, and they're up and down. So let's take a look at Jaden Daniels versus Jordan Love. Okay, completion percentage, leads second in the NFL behind Goff, and then every other category: total yards per game, yards per pass, TD to interception, with the interception being the big one, and the passer rating. So there's the quarterbacks, and we're talking about a true rookie where Jordan Love had about 17 years to sit behind and get ready to play. Now, let's look at the two teams collectively and see what they're doing offensively and defensively. Washington, 3rd, points per game. Total yards per game, 3rd. 10th, opponents' points per game, and opponents' total yards, 13th. Better than Green Bay in every single category. So as good as this tiers was, and I congratulate you on that, there's still a little bit of a problem with these final segments.
So, Coach, listen, that is a very, very, very compelling argument as to why Washington's offense should be rated ahead of Green Bay's offense.
Did you not see the stats of opponent points per game?
Maybe
I need to.
Right? No, they
can
were.
We pull that up again?
Because obviously, no. Allow me. No, it was 10th, 11th. It was 10th, 11th. I understand.
Well, 15,
no, right.
13,
I think
so
the defenses have been statistically identical, or close to identical. I think the Green Bay defense. I was skeptical of the Jeff Hafley coming in from Boston College, changing the Green Bay defense. They've been, to me, better than Washington's. I still have major concerns about Washington's defense, particularly with the injury to their star D tackle. But you make a compelling case, and you do get to take a bit of a victory lap for picking Washington before the year to win that division. I do like that. And
maybe the only one in the country, but who's keeping track?
Go ahead, bro.
Well, look, I get it that for some reason this year you have become a champion of the Buffalo Bills. All right, like somewhat of a champion, right? After the Chiefs, they're like your team, all right? And the Cowboys, of course.
They're the second best team in the conference.
Well, that's the funny thing. In tackle football, they do this strange thing called playing each other, all right? So the Ravens and the Bills played each other, strangely as that might be, a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago?
And the Ravens,
how long ago?
The Ravens, this is what the Ravens did. They punched the Bills in the gut, Coach. They took their lunch money and snatched their brand new sneakers from their feet in front of the entire school.
Take their starter
I think the score was 35-10. Yeah, they took that too.
It was embarrassing.
Score was 35-10. I mean, look, I get it. If the Ravens were 3-5, then we'd throw out that head-to-head matchup. But they're 5-3. They're a game behind the Bills, and they clobbered them. And the Bills have not beaten a team with a winning record this year. I know you love them, but the Ravens have beaten 2 division winners, 2 6-win teams, including, of course, the Bills. So the Ravens with 2 MVP candidates you should switch the Ravens and the Bills. That's what the
I think. So I'll just be very simple. I think the Bills are better than the Ravens.
Yeah.
I think
I know, but
again,
they played it right. They're different teams.
Strangely,
So does
it wasn't a
does the
year
trade
ago.
deadline not matter?
The trade deadline.
No, right. And
It
so
was
the
a few
Bills
weeks ago.
added Amari Cooper, which I think is a substantial addition. The Ravens, to me, one of the arguments about them early in the year when they were losing to the Chiefs, losing to the Raiders is, those defensive miscommunications, those will go away. They haven't. They were able to beat the Bills despite it. And I don't know if you've checked the old injury report this week, but yesterday and today, you know who wasn't practicing? Lamar Jackson. I don't know what the reasoning is. What do you mean he's fine?
He might have a cold.
Great point, Brew. The Ravens have gotten better as the year's gone on, too.
Thank you.
What do you mean the Ravens have gotten better? They lost their last game. That is not getting better. They just lost. They just lost to a bad team.